So you may have seen my video before about using voice dictation as a way to practice. And there are different apps for it. You can use, for example, Otter. I believe it's Otter.ai. It's called Otter. Voice transcription. It turns your voice into text. And that's a good way to see if you're able to make the sounds correctly, right? Now, this is actually an idea that originally I got from watching kind of an old video of people on the street practicing or trying to speak English to Siri. This is in the earlier days of Siri. Japanese English speakers, they would challenge people to say a word and to see if Siri could recognize what they were saying. Now, at that time, I think Siri was probably not as good as now. Right? Voice assistants are really, really good. But it's a good way to see how accurate your speech is. Maybe not to improve your pronunciation that much, but to just make sure that you're understood, to make sure that other people will be able to understand you. Let's just take a look at, we're not going to watch the whole video, but let's just take a look at one of these videos where people try to, in Japan, people try to speak English to Siri and see how well Siri can understand. The twist is that one of these, it's a group of girls, one of these girls is a native English speaker. So she speaks English really well and will be able to hear the difference between how she says it and how the others are trying to say it. Okay, so here we go. Voice recognition game. I'll read the subtitles. Let's reveal the first word. Okay, the word is Girl. Girl. Okay, so we have the one on the left. She's the one who's actually got really good English. And then these other girls, they struggle. We're not going to watch this whole thing here. If you don't sound like a native speaker, the phone will not recognize you. Okay? Okay. What do you hear there? Gao. I hear G-O-W. Gao. Why? There needs to be more of an R there. Right? We have to have a R. The tongue needs to roll up. And then there has to be an L at the end. And your tongue should stay in the L position at the end. Girl. 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 God. God. I thought she said God. Oh no. Okay, next up. Dozo.
God.
Oh, also God. So there, God. So she's trying to say the R there, but it's like well, and that's the Japanese sound for L is a rolling sound. So that's hard to do, right? So garu, it's also adding another syllable, and so that's going to be hard. It does sound like God instead of girl. It means native speakers will hear you like that. That's right. I mean, I think actually voice recognition software like Otter might be even better than humans at understanding in some cases. But it is a good way to practice anyway. Next up.
Gar.
Ah, so there it thinks that she's saying call. She says gal. So she's got an L sound. So she's got the L. Oh, she's got her tongue in the L position. But there it sounds like there's no R, right? So instead of it's an sound. She's saying gal, 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 which sounds a lot like call, call, gal, call. Oh, also God. Uh-oh.
Girl.
Perfect, right. I think she's a native English speaker who maybe lives in Japan, I'm assuming. She's clearly a pretty much native. Hey! Native. I think they're going to do another one. She's being very modest, though. This is your tongue. They're actually teaching it. Roll it back and pronounce girl like this. So they're teaching how to do it. That's right. You roll your tongue backwards when you say the R sound to make it sound correct. And then you have your tongue in the ul position.
Girl.
That guy's got it good. That guy's pronounced it girl. It's the R sound is the key. Uh-oh. I love that pronunciation. Rizumu. Rhythm. So how do we say that? R curled upward. And then I, short I sound. I. And then the difficult part there is also the them. Rhythm. 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 So it's a 2-syllable word. Rhythm. Them. Not them. 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 So you go directly from the TH sound to the M sound. Okay.
Rhythm.
So she's saying D. There's a D, clear D sound there. D-zumu. She's saying D-zumu. So she's also not only saying D-zumu. She's also saying Z sound instead of the TH sound. D-zumu. And then also she's adding a mu at the end. D-zumu. Mu. She's adding a syllable. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. What? Wait. Wait. I have to hear that. Does that sound like Pizza Hut at all? I need to hear that again.
Rhythm.
That doesn't sound like Pizza Hut. All right.
Rhythm.
Okay, so there she's not doing the extra syllable. So rhythm. But there she's still got that rolling R thing that sounds like a D. Remember, you got to curl it back, and then she's doing the zum with the Z instead. But it's a little better.
Little.
Yeah.
Often used to convey an appealing diminutiveness or express an affectionate attachment.
Why it starts talking so much? It's getting angry. This show is great. Oh, this is a good show.
Rhythm.
She did the same thing. Rizumu. Maybe the D sound is a little softer there, but it's pretty much the D. She's making a D sound. Lego Man. Lego Man. What? Okay. See how Rena does it?
Rhythm.
Oh, rhythm. She's perfect. Native. They have to have her in there for comparison, right? She said, "I'm so happy." She knew she was going to be good. Because she's a native speaker, I guess. Sounded differently. Let's see if they teach this one. Nice. So I would recommend this method, not as the #1 best way to improve your pronunciation, doing machine sort of practice using something like Otter, or if you want to use a Google Assistant or something like that. There are many different ones. But what you can do is just see how well you can be understood. If it is like Otter is not understanding what you're saying, then maybe you need to change some things. That doesn't necessarily mean you say it exactly naturally, because it's not able to recognize how truly native you sound. What it is able to do is know what you said or not. And if it doesn't recognize what you said, then it tells you where you need to make the changes, right? So you can make those changes and try again, and that's immediate feedback. That's having immediate feedback on how clear your pronunciation is, on how well you can be understood. So that is potentially a very powerful thing, and I would recommend that as a way to practice. Again, the one I tend to recommend is Otter. Otter is quite good. It's very accurate. It's free. It writes down what you say so you can read it later, or you can listen back to what you said and compare. For example, if you do one, it wasn't very clear, it missed a few, then go back and try it again. You can compare them. So that one's pretty good. If you have any questions about this, let me know. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description.